Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thank you for watching us tonight. Thunder on the right. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Last week, we debated the tactic of Obama bashing with a variety of guests, and my conclusion was that criticism of policy must be made. Obviously, we're having big problems in the country, but personal attacks are kind of useless. Point was made that vicious far-left personal attacks on President Bush hurt him a lot. So President Obama is fair game. You can make the call on that. Well, those debates continued outside this program, and on Friday, Rush Limbaugh spoofed me, saying this.
I am Bill O'Reilly. What do you think of me? Tell me where I've gone wrong today.
Oh, he does say that a lot.
Well, no, look at, all I'm telling you is that we got to give socialism a fair shake for the folks. I'm not going to sit here and condemn it like these really right-wingers are. We've got to give socialism a fair shake, and we here at The Factor are going to give socialism, even communism, a fair shake. We'll do an in-depth investigation. We'll report back because we're not knee-jerking. We are looking out for you, the folks.
Now, I have no problem with that riff. Mr. Limbaugh is entitled to his opinion, and he's not alone in his fear about socialism. As we reported, a Gallup poll says 36% of Americans now believe socialism's fine, including 53% of Democrats. Now, from the beginning, The Factor has criticized Mr. Obama for his socialist tenets, primarily that of income redistribution. When I interviewed then-Senator Obama on the campaign trail in 2008, the subject came up. You're taking the wealthy in America and the big earners, okay? Right. You're taking money away from them, and you're giving it to people who don't. That's called income redistribution. It's a socialist tenet.
Bill,
come on, you know that. You went to Harvard.
Teddy Roosevelt supported a progressive income tax.
So the question becomes, is the president a socialist? Remember, the definition of socialism is that the government controls property, private property, and commerce. Does Mr. Obama want to seize your house? I say no. Others say yes, but there's no question the president wants income redistribution and more government control over things like health care. Yesterday, Mr. Obama put forth that the Fed should be able to regulate insurance companies when they want big premium increases, like Blue Cross does right now in California. Some conservatives howled, but 29 states already have. They already oversee health insurance rate hikes. Is that socialism? Again, you have to decide. Talking Points believes the Fed should have some oversight on health care companies, but the prices can be driven down if the companies are allowed to compete nationwide. Why doesn't the president try that before he sets up another Big Brother operation in Washington? Look, these things are complicated. To call Obama a socialist or communist is oversimplifying. Americans need health care relief. There's no question about it. But it can be done using competition in the free marketplace and common sense like tort reform, where lawsuits against medical personnel are scrutinized. As we said last week, name-calling gets us nowhere. Good solutions to complicated problems will rule the day. Or am I wrong? And that's the memo now for the top story. Joining us from Washington, Fox News analyst Newt Gringrich. Newt is a free newsletter you can sign up for at newt.org. So do you think President Obama is a socialist?
Sure, of course he is.
So I'm wrong, and you and Rush Limbaugh are right. That he's a flat-out socialist. If he could, he'd take your house, because that's what socialists do, put it under government control.
Look, they've basically nationalized the home mortgage industry. They want to nationalize the student loan industry. They have nationalized 2 of the 3 American car companies. They want to create a national health program in a country where that's 18% of the economy. I don't think that President Obama has met a government program he didn't love and didn't want to dramatically expand.
All right, but look, there's a difference, is there not, between being a far-left guy who wants the government to level the playing field for social justice, which is what I think President Obama is. Far-left guy wants social justice implemented by the government. You apparently believe that the guy really embraces the government running the economy, therefore knocking out free market economy, and even regulating private property, where you live.
Well, of course he does. I mean, of course he does. I mean, they want the Environmental Protection Agency to run the economy in terms of energy. They've announced that publicly at Copenhagen. He has appointed all these extra constitutional czars. He has a pay czar. You don't think reaching in and deciding that the government will decide what your pay ought to be? I mean, go through step by step all the different interventionist things in this administration, and it is by a big margin the most socialist, the most left-wing, the most big bureaucracy administration in American history. I mean, vastly more so than any other president we've ever had.
But I want to be clear about this. I want to be very clear about it. All the things that you've cited that President Obama wants to do are things where the federal government has supplied money to the car companies, to the environmental people.
Whoa,
they're supplying money, and he wants to control. He wants to control salaries, but he doesn't want to control my salary at News Corp. He doesn't have any right to do that, and I don't think there's any way he could do it, other than tax me to death, which he probably will.
Well, first of all, what they want to do with the Environmental Protection Agency certainly extends vastly beyond how the government is spending its money. They're talking about intervening on what kind of light bulbs you use, what kind of house you build, whether you have to retrofit your house. They're talking about an immense amount of things.
Don't people do that now with zoning laws? In a town where I live, you can't put up a fence. I mean, they run the government where I live like a fascist would run it. They tell you what you can and can't do, how the lawn has to be cut a certain way, this and that. Look. I want to come back to this because this is very, very important for my audience because they respect you, Mr. Speaker. They respect what you say. You believe that Barack Obama, the President of the United States, has the same mindset as a Fidel Castro? That he wants to seize private property? That he wants the government to regulate everybody's life? Do you really believe that?
Wait. You just took a big jump. Fidel Castro is a totalitarian communist. I don't believe that President Obama in any way is like Fidel Castro. But I do believe he is in exactly the tradition of the French socialist or the Italian socialist or the German socialist. I think he'd have been very comfortable in the Social Democratic Party in Germany. I think he'd have been very comfortable in the pre-Tony Blair Labour Party in Great Britain. I think he represents a strain of left-wing, big government. Government is smart, you're stupid. Government should decide everything. You're not capable of it. Let's look at his policies. Listen to his rhetoric. This is somebody who really does believe that if you're in private enterprise and you go out and you work hard, you're somehow doing bad things. You know, he proposed, for example, that they're going to have the student loans paid off if you go to work for government, but not if you go out and found your own small business. Now, that's not dramatically
that at West
anti-business.
Point, your education is paid for if you give 5 years to the federal government.
Yeah, at West Point they say, if you're prepared to put on the uniform of the United States Army, risk your life, and serve your country full-time for the next 5 years, we'll educate you. That is a big jump from saying, let's set up a new 2-track loan program, 1 track for government employees who, by the way, are already paid higher than the average taxpayer. So this idea that you need to somehow give extra benefits to government employees is fundamentally false because they now earn a higher salary than the average taxpayer. I mean, I think, Bill, you and I just have an honest, sincere disagreement here. I really do believe he represents the biggest government, the most Washington-centered, the most bureaucratic,
I don't disagree with
the highest tax approach.
Listen,
okay.
I'm with you all the way.
I'm willing to summarize that in 1 word.
lifetime.
I'm summarizing it in 1 word, socialist.
Okay, but I don't know if that label applies because of really what socialism does to private property. I see Obama as Lyndon Johnson on steroids, okay? Lyndon Johnson on steroids. Get the Great Society back. Use the EPA to control what goes in and out of the environment, and to give the government more power. I see that. I don't disagree with you on that.
You had private property and you had private businesses in Germany under the Social Democratic Party, in Great Britain under the Labour Party, in France under the Socialist, in Italy under the Socialist. It's a mixed economy. But if you're asking the question, does he think the overwhelming dominance should be government? And does he think government is smarter than the rest of us? The answer is yes.
All right. Newt Gingrich, everyone. Always a joy talking to you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.